The aggression levels have definitely risen as TRK almost gets it over the top of Zen, but he was ready for it. Khaled in his way now. Both teams are trying to chuck brick walls at each other. Alpha, though, he does the simple thing, and Alpha gets his flick.
The drawing goal for Vitality comes from the captain. Takes his time, that patience from both teams working wonders. Alpha with the flick over one and a tap and smash past the second.
What is up, guys?
Secures the complete parity in the temple.
With the 1v1 skills on the Falcons team, it will feel extra fun for Team Vitality to get a floor-based goal too. They'll be enjoying that one. TRK is just going to wait for Alpha's touch. It's over the top of him. Team Vitality, are they able to turn this through, or can Falcons get it right back out the hole? TRK charge into the center. Khaled's in there now. Armad to the side, trying to get the read on Team Vitality. Falcons staying on the front foot, despite conceding the equalizer.
And that pressure is then that you need to do versus Vitality. You sit back and you basically concede the game. We saw Space Station. Their game plan versus Vitality, despite going down 4-1, was the right thing to do. You try and shut them down. Shut down Zen, shut down Alpha, and they were doing game plan. They were just unable to do it towards the two Falcons. They may well have that ability. Alpha will go for it instead. The landmark stop. The fake from Adobe will allow that chance, but now look from TRK.
And nor could Zen. 2-1 Falcons. What a turnaround. A slight mistake from Team Vitality. Perfection isn't possible even from them. And Falcons, they can punish their Achilles heel. The back row. Their regional season. Now they have to do it well safe.
Oh, by Vitality. I should have warmed up. Vitality's close. This is gonna be a tough match. Back in it, back in it. Falcons take game 2.
of last year's Spring Major. Top 8 in Worlds. They've been here before, they've done that. Ready. Can they go one step further? That's a pretty big wall they have to get over first.
Worth mentioning too, that bear in mind, Vitality weren't even at last year's World. They of course had a very different roster, but Alpha, we didn't attend. Falcons, they did.
For extra experience, the side of Falcons, at least in the sense of Zen and Radosin. So, you wouldn't know that so far. Team Vitality have taken to this like a duck to water. Of course they have. Alpha, he sends it forward. TRK has no momentum. Still was able to get a solid touch on the ball. Ahmad waits for it to bounce. Falcons showing their own defensive discipline now, allowing Vitality to come at them.
Then, intelligently from that left wall, goes low, gets the reset. Cal's be there to defend, but spending two. As the shot on target, the crossbar goes down. Alpha's central, Radosin fakes out the touch. Alpha 54 credited with goal number 1.
A wee little cheeky one from Radosin there. Ahmad couldn't read him. Could have been a bump, could have been a redirect. In the end, it was neither, but it was good enough to get the goal.
Shows that you don't need to make contact all the time. If you can throw off the defender, you're going to be doing just as strong of a job. The opening minute will be ending with that Vitality lead. TRK passing central, Ahmad shoots, but then pushes his way forward.
Alpha almost showed that sometimes you do have to connect, particularly when you're defending and there's a Falcons player in the center, just waiting to pounce on any area. Alpha, he gets it past one as well, has the flip reset, which turns into a wave dash. Sadly for him, the ball just goes back to Radosin.
Ahmad's positioning there, pushes far into the opposition corner, steals boost, and look at how low Vitality find themselves. Falcons, they need to push soon, as the boost is very much on their side. The pass is beautiful, all started with his boost steal.
Plays for Falcons, making Vitality sweat, but so far they're getting their goal! And then Radosin forces the error!
A minute 30, Ahmad falters. Radosin, he gets the dunk, and Ahmad, a complete miss. He has boost to spare as well.
Radosin on Ahmad again. Ahmad is going to have nightmares about Radosin going for the ball, because Radosin is Vitality's chaos factor.
What I love seeing is TRK look to his teammates and say, boys, don't worry, shake it off, we're good. We've already got a game. 2 goals is okay. We can work it back. A long shot. Sees Alpha have to push his way past that halfway line. TRK goes up high to challenge him. He's going to win that ball.
Zen's inevitably going to catch this perfectly and get the boost. There it is right there, and past Khaled. He gets the flip reset. Ahmad's in his way. Zen wants to keep going. Almost in one of his Zen things. Just a slight warning, because he's really yet to get completely into this series.
2 minutes elapsed, and these 2 goals for Vitality looking instrumental to a win. Pass towards the right-hand side, Alpha challenge Khaled. Khaled wins out on that chance. Then up high, covered awkward touches, lots of boost spent, but really not much gain.
Again, Falcons trying to up the trickery in the Team Vitality.
Hello, Zach. I'm doing good.
Khaled's there.
Thanks
Khaled
for joining.
Then was leaning in there. Radosin to the back wall. He wants to get the extra touch. Khaled sends it as high as he can. Now Alpha.
Zach with the follow.
Team Falcons having to do some defense.
And what a nightmare Radosin's being. He is jumping in and being an utter nuisance player, making sure the Falcons don't feel comfortable on any chance.
Thank you for leaving a follow.
The shot is credited, but Falcons deal with it well.
So far, Radosin, the key player. Falcons have to quieten him down. Here he comes again, though. Zen's underneath him as well. It doesn't fall for Zen, and now Zen's deleted. Alpha in the corner. Ahmad can wait for this one, but he can't wait for too much longer with just 2 minutes left.
Amy James, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
So far, not really doing it.
Naughty double pick going from Vitality on that.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Too detrimental to them. And this last couple of minutes has been game management from Vitality. We've not seen many of the numbers shoot up on our scoreboard. It has been making
Thanks
sure
for joining.
this game to the death.
And every time Radosin gets it, this is what he does as well. Launches another grenade. It's the Falcons' defense. Alpha's turn now. He ups the pace of Khaled. Saw it coming and put it in from the side. TRK is here. Zen's beneath him. Ahmad to the right. He couldn't quite find him. And now Zen, he has a chance to dribble it. Team Vitality happy to...
It's going well. Just started not too long ago, but
it's not quite in the
bad.
2 touches on the woodwork. Won't be seeing success for Vitality. A minute 15. Khaled shooting long, but Zen is going to find himself back. Does get that defensive play. TRK to shoot. Forces Radosin and Alpha to challenge on that ball. Radosin calls for defense yet again. The halfway line. Not having the ball basket in this opportunity. Final minute now. Really ticking down, and Falcons, they need to build up soon.
They have all the ball, but only 4 shots to show for it. 11 on the side of Team Vitality. When they come forward, they're actually forcing danger, especially with this like that from Ahmad. What error? You're gonna get stumped.
The pass from Zen, finding the corner. Ahmad misses misses it completely, playing a little bit too passive. And TRK, what do you expect from him? The third from Vitality. 2 for Alpha, 1 for Radosin, and a game win for the Beat.
Clearly, Radosin has got under Armad's skin. He was starting to believe you missed the ball and you definitely score. Sadly for him, it was the other team who scored. Zen might make it 4 as well, just hello in front of him. Zen flicks it and then retreats.
See the demo from TRK onto Radosin, but that's a hint of what may well be to come. More demos needed for Falcons. That is what Space Station Gaming did so fantastically against Vitality and really make them sweat.
Okay. I do not stream daily, sorry, I didn't see your chat, but honestly, it is a very difficult game, I can say that.
Can they get a chance, a passing play, a demo, some way to frustrate Team Vitality to rock this mighty ship?
So far, we've only seen 6 shots come out from Falcons as well.
You definitely have to have a lot of hand movements.
Number 3, going the way of Vitality. And the fans behind us becoming more and more electric as they move closer
basically
to a semi-finals appearance.
With this game, it's most kind of like soccer, except with cars. And in the beginning stage,
big discussions, learn from them, change their game style and their play style. So these discussions paramount if Falcons are to launch another foray forward into this series. They've looked as good as anyone, Stumpy, but Vitality, they are just that good.
you can definitely play with your friends. It's definitely great to have a friend to play with because it helps having that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I just own gold. Yeah, right now I'm watching the World Cup for the competitive professionals.
And it is not an easy
But I am currently also competing in a tournament for cash.
Some of the best teams in the world.
So much passion in here, Stumpy, so much energy.
But
we can barely hear
it's definitely a
constant thumping drum that seems to be the baseline for Team Vitality.
time-consuming game. You have to put in a lot of work if you do want to do well.
It's a long way back, but they are
But
losing a fight. And imagine
it's definitely a fun game.
Out the corner of your eye, if you are Falcons, to your left, the black, yellow, and white flag waving in favor of Vitality. The Falcons, they have forced their way through European crowds previously. We mentioned that pre-major in last season. They had a lot of support there. They've got a lot of support now.
Falcons want to get things going. Team Vitality wants to return to the norm of Radosin on the ceiling. It's Zen now, he's going round. Yet to see a Zen wonder goal, which is a wee bit disappointing. 4 games in, we'd expect 1 or 5 by now. Radosin goes around the corner. He needs him as well. Armad should be able to dribble this one away. This is what Falcons need, time on the ball.
Time on the ball and also time in that opposition's half as well. Get those demos. I really can't say how important they are and how much Vitality they didn't deal with that particularly well. Space Station, they got 1 game against them by going for that aggression. They shut down Zen.
I've been trying to teach my fiance how to play the game.
So far, we've not seen
It's definitely a fun game. It's very complicated.
With a shot on net, it's halfway in, but you need 100%.
Yeah, Zen and Radosin not only got the save, they also somehow managed to keep boost too, so Falcons have to go back and reform their attack. TRK up against Alpha. Alpha fakes him out. Khaled makes sure that he does not get faked himself. And now TRK can get past it. Alpha and Radosin in front of him. Sounds easy when you put it like that. Not so easy when it has to happen, but Armad does a great job. Until Radosin sends it to Alpha. So good! Turn away goal is there! Oh! Khaled at the post gets the save!
A smidge wide, and Alpha had the chance to secure it in 90 seconds. That first shot is going to be disappointing for him, but Alpha has to work his way back from that disappointment. Alpha now continuing down the pitch. Forces Q to commit to that. Then the right wall gets bumped, not quite to the ceiling, instead onto the reset over Khaled, over Ahmad. Finds Khaled on that back line.
Alpha's coming in, but Alpha misses. Khaled actually is someone a bit close to Alpha, so was able to continue. Ahmad now with Alpha charging him down. Alpha wants to keep the attack going, but should be able to now. Let's clear it. He goes as far as Radosin. He shows his hand late. Ahmad can't quite get it past him, but the dunk isn't enough for a goal.
The ball barely finding his way past the halfway line. Alpha with a shot on target. Khaled's able to clear it away, but look at the boost for Falcons. It is reducing. It's getting a little bit scary, a little bit hairier. Vitality now, they're forced to find their way back on defense. The offense from Falcons so far unable to find its way out Zen had open net, but shoots wide.
Yeah, Falcons have come across from the side far so far in this series, but they knew it would have to be speedy in order to get past them. Then this man does take a touch for himself. Khaled is in there. Khaled wants to get the redirect maybe instead. Leaves it to Alpha, who sends it forward for himself. TRK and Khaled at the near post.
I have no idea why
I love that
guys Bezo said that, but yeah, it's been tough. I used to be higher ranked in this game and was a champ 1 Division 2, and I dropped down all the way to Diamond 1.
Have rode out the storm so far from this mighty Team Vitality ship. Refusing to go behind when Vitality started well, but here's then he gets the flip reset. TRK was there.
They've not just ridden the storm cold, they have managed to match the storm. They have been just as electric and just as turbulent as
Vitality's taking over.
Armad's up for that one. Nose is going over though, so
it's definitely
great composure.
Falcons making them work for it. So right now Vitality is
help out his team any way that he can.
Technically the #1 team in the world, because they just they're very mechanical and very.
But Armad still has 89. Look at that control.
Final 90 ticks down. It's top big!
And Zen scores.
Just when it seemed the Falcons were getting back on top, Zen sniffed half an opportunity, slowed himself down, then sped up at the final second.
Sniping the perfect pixel, and Zen puts Vitality ahead. They're 2-1 in the series, they're 1-0 in the game. Falcons, they've had decent number of chances, the exact same number of chances, in fact, as Vitality. Both taking 4 shots in total. 1:15 to tick down. Another long ball into that blue half. Falcons, they need to push. Get more demos, lads. Make it 2v3.
Well, that's great.
TRK tries to go for the edge roll bump, but Radosin stands firm.
Khaled, though, he can take over now. Armad has the central boost. So Team Vitality, a little bit lackluster in the center. TRK, he's all by himself. Armad's up as well. He can shoot. Here he does. Radosin with the wonder save.
Gets it with that again, the perfect pixel. Manages to clear it away. Khaled goes high with that one-shot set. With a nice chance to carry. 1-2. But the second from Armad sends it back towards their own half.
Falcons tripping over each other's feet. It has to be a little bit more precise. The comms have to remain high. Even though the pressure is up. Alpha, he's at the back wall. He gets the catch. Armad waiting for him. Alpha just slows down time and gets the ball back to Radosin, who's up against Khaled now. Can he get the bump? Not quite.
20 seconds remaining, and Falcons, they are down by 1. Radosin gets more nuisance from him. Khaled gets bumped towards that goal line. It's open!
Let's go, nice shot. Zen with another goal. Zen is a 16-year-old prodigy who's putting his name out there, making sure that he's #1 in the game.
They've not had it all their own way, but still, they have found a way.
Vitality fighting, and Falcons haven't been able to match them so far. A timeout call, I smell. I feel like we're going to be seeing it, but 3-1 down in the series is a very scary time to take it. Essentially a best-of-5 reverse sweep they're going to be looking at now.
This will not be enough for Falcons. Making the top 8 would have been a successful season at the start of it, but when you're here, it is never enough until you hoist aloft that trophy at the end of
we're getting the dub, we're getting the dub. Finally, we got a good teammate.
In favor of Vitality.
For now, we'll just see Vitality calmly take a sip of their water, try and reground themselves in this situation. They always want to remain professional, no matter how much they've won, no matter how much they have done. All that matters for them is that they are serious about what's about to happen. 3-1 up now in this series, and showing more quality than ever before.
Damn.
In this global one high performance
But you can definitely find a lot of YouTube videos to try to help you get better and to train.
For the Falcons. Lots of thinking to do, but just 60 seconds added to that clock.
And when down 3 at an RLCS land, down 3-1, sorry, 0% of teams have ended up winning.
Thank you for chatting with me.
That's out of 17 attempts. An absolutely huge stat coming in right now. Yet more flames for the fire that Falcons have to try and suppress. It's an almost impossible task, but if anybody can do it, it's those 3 on the stage right now.
And to make that even
Vitality
more
is a crazy team.
If you call it when you're down 2-1, you've got roughly a 30% win rate. And then, as you said, Cole, that goes down to
I'm not gonna lie, I think my pick
for
who is gonna win
down. Falcons
my favorite's gonna be Genji.
that stat.
or Space Station, but I also do want
this timeout may well be another page in their storybook.
the other one that I know could be a #1
That's what their fans want us to do.
is Vitality winning, which wouldn't be a shock because they're kind of working right now.
Their fans are going ballistic in the arena. But I've heard whenever the Falcons have scored,
It was on me.
that they have got fans here too.
108 decibels. That is crazy. That is loud.
Not quite the 112 record. That's what we're competing against as far as decibels go.
We've still got Sunday to come.
A big Sunday to come, Stumpy. A massive Sunday to come, but that's in the future. We're here right now. Team Vitality, one game away from making it to the semi-finals.
Falcons, big chance had in that 1 extra minute. In this first 10 seconds, they've absolutely got the pressure to Ahmad to shoot early. But it's flow, and it's Radosinho to clear it away.
O'Callaghan takes the touch, those ends underneath. And O'Callaghan get past him then. His 50-50 game was strong. TRK sniffed it out himself. Took it to the side wall. Now Ahmad can take over. Alpha with a soft miss. He should be able to make something from this one still, but Ahmad got himself a quick reset.
I didn't expect my second touch on that one.
Could be theirs. It's just, can they bully that ball home?
We've spoken previously about that challenge game as well, Cole, where Vitality, whenever they seem to get those 50s, it goes to one of their teammates. They manage to slip it towards another player in yellow. Falcons, they are another team where that 1v1 prowess is so incredible, they are able to do the exact same, and it is absolutely a battle of the challenges so far.
TRK fell for none of Radosin's tricks there. Didn't fall for the fake, but Radosin, he was charging down Ahmad yet again. Constant line, Falcons have to keep swatting away. Then gets his touch, slows it down yet again, wants control, wants all eyes on him. Instead it's Radosin that takes over. Alpha's coming in, but a trio of Falcons players just boom that ball away.
A minute elapsed so far, and it has been Falcons with decent pressure and Vitality with a scant few chances. Then pushes along, cleared away by Arma, however. Alpha to the ceiling, drops it for Radosin. Pitched Goldwood. Has to get a solid touch, and he does so. Finds CRK, in fact, and it rockets to the opposite corner.
So far a tight game 5. 2 shots for one shot for the other.
Oh.
The teams are trying to feel each other out yet again. It's almost like the tactical timeout has reset this series completely. Team Vitality, they're strong starters though. Ahmad's up, can he get this one to the backboard? Not quite! He doesn't need to! Falcons take the lead!
And that fake is incredible! What a pass from TRK, lost it high. Ahmad called away from it.
Not bad.
It's a self-pass. And Vitality, they felt for the
Win
bait.
money in a tournament.
I fell for the bait myself. I thought that was a pure miss, but on looking at the replay, he definitely meant to leave that one to a teammate.
Damned it.
That's the creativity you need to break through Team Vitality. Can TRK show more? He puts it into the corner, Zen's there. He picks that with Dosin.
Game is starting to beat now into
No
freestyles.
one in front of him. That's the difference from Falcons. That's what Vitality do.
Oh.
Whenever there's a Falcons clearance, there's no one there for them.
Very brave pass from Radosin across his own goal line, manages to find Alpha with it, however. Zen now up high, that left wing is going to be his, but Khaled is going to be lurking just down the line for him. Radosin with a signature miss, it wouldn't be relatable Vitality without a cheeky little whiff. Don't worry about it though, Ahmad is going to be receiving. You see Khaled waiting central. Ahmad nearly getting that just above Radosin, instead of falls back down towards Alpha, and this midfield play from both teams is instrumental. Neither of them giving up space.
Yeah, just prodding each other
This
at the
guy.
moment. Those sledgehammers falling. Alpha almost gets one in the sky. TRK sets it for Ahmad, but Zen is there yet again. Zen refusing to be beaten until Ahmad can come into the corner. Can't get the boost either. So Alpha continues to annoy the Falcons. Team Vitality upping the pace now. This has been the moment they've said charge. How effective will that charge be? Dosin up against TRK. Again though, Falcons, 3 of them back. The most offensive game we've seen from them so far in this series. Ahmad, he wants to bump out, then he does, and the demo comes in, and O'Callaghan says thank you very much, and doubles the Falcons' lead.
It's 2 for the Falcons, and it's Khaled finding Ahmad. Couldn't quite find Zen. TRK with a beautiful demo. Khaled can swipe that bottom corner, and Falcons, they get a second.
Zen whacked from pillar to post. One gets the bump, the other finishes the job. He's not a prodigy, he's just our opponent. We're going to take him down. It could be TRK on the third as well from the kickoff. Oh, but there's no one there for Falcons.
And Falcons, when they score first, they have a 90%.
This is things that you get in games sometimes when people just give up. They just start messing around.
They only have an 86% win rate when they score first. So Falcons
2-0 lead. Damn. Might bring the reverse sweep.
Came from 2 goals down in Game 7 against Carmine Corp at the Spring Major. And that was in Game 7 as well. If they can do it then, they can do it here. So don't count anything if you're the Falcons.
A minute 15, and it's Khaled wanting to push even further. What a performance it's been from the Falcons so far. Deadeye Canyon being a breeding ground for the Falcons. A minute 10, Radosin finds that midfield. Yet more battling, but yet more blocking off. What defense we've seen from Falcons so far. A thing that we have said throughout this series has been that offensive play.
These whiffs and feints from Vitality seeming a little bit less controlled now. Just have to get Carter ball, that's what they do!
What a block.
Khaled makes the save, and then Khaled flicks it on.
Final 45. It's going to be ticking down, and it's back in that Vitality quarter. The pressure from Falcons has been unbelievable. Another demo from Khaled on Radosin. They've shut Vitality down. And that graveyard is.
Hey, this gives me some time to watch the World Cup or World Championship, should I say.
Radosin's in the way. TRK, he takes control of the situation. 20 seconds left until Falcons make this series even more nervy, and they're sending the ball long too. Sending forward the house. No more defending now. They just want the ball, but sends to the ceiling. TRK up against him. Alpha's in there. Arman gets the save, and maybe steals the game. Oh! Radosin! He's missed on land again!
A deadly pass, but nothing to come from it. Falcons, game 5 is gonna be theirs.
And that was potentially a key moment. Team Vitality supreme. 3 regional victories, 1 major victory. Never knocked out of a tournament, but there has been one hard question mark. Radosin misses the ball. Does it tilt them out?
No. It was 10 seconds left. It was a single shot. It is unbelievably unlikely that you get the game win from there. That's just, let's get a goal in garbage time. Let's see what we can do. Falcons, and
Falcons coming back, man.
Victory. Congratulations to them for that one. It's 3-2 so far. And Vitality, they take that timeout after just 2 losses.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all, just to doubly make sure that what you're saying is true. In my opinion, it doesn't matter the context. Miss a chance like that, just begins to get under your skin. Hopefully with Farah talking to them. The supreme Farah, who had such a big part to play in their Boston Major victory. For anybody who was unfortunate enough not to see it, he turned the crowd around, ensuring a North American 10,000 odd people suddenly were supporting his team. But now it's more tactical. Yeah. Now they have the fans. Now they have the upper hand. They just have to cash it in.
It's going to be a lot of work for Farah here, making sure that he has done the magic again. We've seen how instrumental, which actually seems to be the word of the series so far, that Farah has been to this team, making sure that he can lift from anything. They still have the lead. They still have the fan base. They still have the quality to excel here in Dusseldorf at the World Championships. But it's up to the players to make sure that they can work through this sensational Falcons opposition.
The game is now bubbling up. We are so close.
Let's go! What a goal!
And seeing if Vitality can complete what they will feel is their destiny. Or if Falcons can swipe it away from them, just like they've swiped it away from Twisted Minds in this event, just like they've swiped it away from Rule 1 to be the best in their region once more.
We spoke about these timeout stats previously and how important they can be. We have seen when a team that takes a timeout with a 3-2 lead, a 93% win rate, 13-1. In fact, the last 12 teams to go on a timeout at 3-2 up have won the series. Vitality are hoping to make that 13, and Falcons want to smash any statistics that come their way.
And the bees about to be squashed. We shall see. Then he's already up though, he's got control of it. What a goal this could be. Early doors in game 6. TRK though continues his incredible performances here. He has to do more though. Zen to the backboard, has the flick reset. Maybe got a touch of team if need. And finally, TRK gets it away. Now down the other end. Has he got the flick? It's underneath instead. Alpha Alpha stands as cool as he has to keep it at 0-0.
What a pass up from Armad too. Finds TRK on the halfway line. Goes high, and Armad immediately belongs. TRK goes through. Gets the double challenge. Khaled fakes out. Dead.
Unbelievable, Khaled. He slowed his roll. He tried to keep on going. Vitality still managed to get in the way. Armad's turn now. But Radosin Air dribbles away. The man who had the miss at the end of the last game. Can he make up for it here? It's underneath one. Not quite in the end.
We've seen some magic on Neo Tokyo and its competition so far. We've seen those double wins for Elevate. We've seen Realize get them, and Neo Tokyo was the ground for them too. Vitality wanted to win it out on map number 6. Khaled has to get a touch away. But Alpha, he opens it up.
Alpha 54 with the goal.
You cannot miss against Team Vitality anywhere, especially there for Khaled. Alpha did one of my favorite things for players to do. He gambles on the miss. He goes
on
for
me.
the goal. And
That goal's on me.
the lead once more.
We're talking about the Vitality win rate, or sorry, team's win rate when they go up. It is very favoured. It's 86% that we see for Vitality. Falcons, as you said, they want to smash those stats. Khaled eats it away from Radosin on that challenge.
Yeah, I love that. Khaled cutting in from the side, showing his pace yet again. Team Vitality unable to download the flow of this game, the way Falcons are pushing up this pace. Now it is Khaled and Alpha. TRK ain't making the same mistake as his teammate earlier, making sure he connects to the ball cleanly. And Alpha in the end, he touch for himself, wants to get the muscle, can't quite wrap his car around. Team Vitality keeping this team pinned in the Falcons corner.
2 minutes elapsed and Vitality with that lead. Radosin central.
Radosin.
Radosin with the second, and Vitality excel.
They just keep up the pressure, Team Vitality. It's nothing too clever, nothing too special. Good old-fashioned rotational Rocket League. It's looking like it's going to be enough to clutch these Falcons from their flight.
2 minutes now gone, and Falcons, it's going to be a very hard job for them to be securing 2 bursts of Vitality with the lead. TRK, though, has got the ability. Alpha goes along with that ball, nearly dunks on Khaled. Then goes high with it. Armad to block.
Armad now has to step up, has to be his team's captain. He gets the ball again from TRK. Alpha saw the danger. TRK keeps it up, but there's a bump as well. And now Zen can clear long. Oh, Khaled to the skies.
Tell you what, we're seeing that over and over again as well. Zen and the rest of Vitality are going for long shots. They're saying to Falcons, boys, you can push us as much as you like, but if you leave that net open, then we are going to make sure that we capitalise.
Alpha wants to pick out Radosin, and he does. Oh, Khaled moves this way as quickly as he possibly can. Team Vitality continue this play style on the front. But Armad and Khaled almost squeeze the ball into their own net, but then TRK turns it into an attack.
Under half of the game left, TRK first is dead. Match up for the ages, but Radosin sneaks his way in there. The leopard printed warrior tries to go central with that chance. Oh, Khaled isn't able to get it too much past Alpha. Keeps challenging against them and does come out with the ball. Then it's the second man to it.
One more goal from Team Vitality could well sink this one. Falcons doing a great job of ensuring that doesn't happen, but can they do a little bit more? TRK's in trouble. He gets it to Zen. It had to be Zen, and it is.
Zen, bro.
Vitality. The final piece of the puzzle falling for Zen. TRK does what he can. The only man left in defense just was not enough. Vitality, it's 3, and they start to run away.
Still, Ferrer is in their
This
ears.
is
He will know.
crazy.
Almost 2 minutes is more than enough for 3 goals against. Professionalism pushed to the max by everybody at Vitality.
1 minute 40. It's Alpha on the open.
4 goals.
It's Vitality.
Vitality, bro.
They never surrender. They keep pushing.
What a challenge. That is right there from Zen, and credit to Alpha as well in this game. Not only did he read a Falcons mistake at the start, he backed his brilliant teammate to get it past in such perfect fashion that he would have the easy finish.
4 goals is nigh impossible to work back from. But Falcons are a team that do not care about impossibility. They've been here before, they can do it again.
We've had 4 goal comebacks on this very map between Optic and FaZe in the final North American Regional. We're a long distance away from that right now, but just a little bit of hopium for Falcons fans as TRK backflips. Gets towards Alpha. It's turning into a little bit of a party for Team Vitality. Can they keep it going? Their fans certainly can. Can they on the pitch? Not for now. Because Khaled has the ball. Has to attack it fast. But then gets in the middle and doesn't give Falcons a stretch.
Falcons have been pushed back into
My
half time and
wheels
time
changed for a
again.
second.
You've got to feel for them when they just want to attack, when they just want to work their way through. They aren't able to. We enter the final minute, and Neo Tokyo may well be the place that Vitality find victory again.
Seeming like the final minute of Falcons' up and down season. They've been written off, forgotten, but we'll sure remember them when all is said and done, whoever lifts that trophy. Zen sends it out for Alpha. Alpha shoots it, it could be 5. Finish it with a flourish, not quite this time.
Who's still viewing my stream?
All the Falcons there, it's a Falcon sandwich, and somehow the ball falls out the bread.
Final 20 seconds, the net is completely open. It's Radoshin with a naughty little musty. Isn't going to be finding anything from it. Armad challenges now. The final 10, it ticks down.
Vitality are going to take this one. It doesn't matter what happens. The team that have achieved as much perfection.
Vitality are on a rampage. They cannot lose. They only lost once, and it was in the spring major. But they ended up coming back and winning the whole thing.
The Bees have left their sting in the heart of the Falcons, and they will continue to live. The semi-finals is populated with our first team here at the World Championship.
All of them involved. You see Falcons there. Commiserations from the players. Perfect sportsmanship. Fist bumps all round. So much respect between both these teams. All of it's on show. Falcons, just talk to me about their season.
They've had a wonderful time over in Nina. Towards the end of the season, they got somewhat eclipsed by Rule 1, but they made it further than Rule 1 here when it really mattered.
God damn.
Top 8 in the world versus the world's best at the moment. It's a rough way to end when you think what maybe could have been, but what an opponent to run into. And you still see the smiles on their faces. PRK chatting to Armad, chatting to Khaled, chatting to everyone on their team, thinking, boys, what a season we've had together.
Every competitor at this level has an ego, believes they can be the best, but even among those, sometimes you have to accept you come up against something very special.
Yeah.
That's what Vitality are as a 3. It's not just them, it's this man
Yes,
as
sir.
well. The chaos factor that Vitality needs, not just clean rotations, the occasional fake, heck, the occasional miss makes them even more deadly.
I like seeing Zen too, walking around the stage, does fist bumps with Falcons, and then waves to everybody, knowing that he's going to be one of the boys that is going to get a lot of support. And Vitality fans behind us, you see that black, yellow, and white flags waving. It is exciting to see just how much support there is for the home boys.
Well, you said that instrumental was the word of the series, and there's a sweet symphony behind us to talk in front of it. It's Subi, and who else? It's Coach Sarah.
Team Vitality getting it done here in the World Championship. And you guys are showing why you're the defending Spring Major champions.
Let's freaking go. Just murdering.
Everyone knows it's one thing to win a major. It's completely different to win the World Championship. What have you told your team the big difference is going to be to cross that final finish line?
Let me try this one. Yeah, obviously, Worlds is different, you know. There is more prestige to it. There is everything. It means everything for the players, even for me. You know, Worlds is everything. But there is a limit to what, you know, how much pressure, you know, players have to deal with. And I think if we won Boston, that means we can win this one.
And again, confidence is not something that you and your team lack. Now, I'm sure everyone here is aware you used to play this game, and you did it at a very high level. In Season 3, you made top 4 in the World Championship. You have the experience. What did you learn to be able to help this team win?
I don't know how to lose. And since my team doesn't lose a lot, you know, it's pretty important, you know, to understand, you know, it's not that bad. And there is going to be a next day. There is going to be tomorrow. And if it, if we don't win today, it's fine. We'll try against next year. This is fine. And all of my experience, I feel like I'm able to, kind of like transmit it to my players. And so far it's working great, and I'm very happy about it.
Now, there was this pretty iconic moment in Boston where you begged and pleaded for the fan support going into those grand finals. You're on home soil. There's a hornet's nest behind us that is just buzzing. Last time you ripped the mic from me, I'm going to give it to you this time so you can address your own fans in your home soil.
Damn, they want it.
You guys are already incredible. Not much else to say. Thank you so much. Make more noise tomorrow. We'll be here.
Sir.
Vitality have made it to top 4. 2 wins away from the trophy. Falcons, they make top 8. They make MENA history, but the story ends here.
Sure does seem right here, but listen, they were smiling, TRK was smiling, and I would be smiling if I were them too, because the way their season had been going, it didn't appear like they even make it this far, let alone make it to the actual group. So them making it all the way to bracket, I know that's a win in their book.
I mean, there's no reason to doubt them still being the best team in the world. We said it ourselves, this land is just a little bit too scripted.
What a goal.
It's running too smoothly. Only 2 wildcard teams left, that's G2 and Space Station Gaming. So
and Vitality, the Nerves did not play it back in game 1. They opened with a Rado goal, and that's exactly what you want. With Radosin hyping up his teammates, that's how you begin. That was the perfect start for Vitality, and Radosin had a fantastic match through and through. That was the one question mark on Vitality occasionally, but the Falcons were just out-pressured, and they made a lot of mistakes on defense. And when you're playing against a Vitality, it has to be a mistake from the game. It definitely wasn't like that play right there.
I hate to see that. Oh, that's not what you want to see. Oh, why they show it again?
but there was a few plays like that by all 3 members. There was just so much pressure that came out of Vitality. Falcons did fight back in time for Vitality. Their defense is unmatched. They've played 15 games in this tournament. They've given up 15 goals. 1 goal to game.
And that only conceded or lost 1 game aside from this series, though. So Falcons taking 2 is a very respectable performance. We might be looking back at this, who knows, after Sunday, saying Falcons got the closest to Vitality. We'll have to wait and see.
There's a big possibility that that could happen. Vitality, though, they looked a little shaky towards the back end, but fortunately for them, Gibbs, like you talked about, Ahmed, Khaled, they made a couple mistakes in game 6, and after the floodgates were open, Vitality just kept steamrolling through.
Working in the game 6 Falcons. They put out their best effort for Vitality moving forward here.
15 games, 15 goals? Yeah, it's nuts. And they've had a lot of 1-goal games, but most of their games, they're only giving up 1.
Yeah.
So if they score 2, they're looking pretty all right.
And they scored 4 there in game 6. It was over about halfway through game 6 on that one, folks. And Alpha was a huge part of this offense for Vitality this series.
Listen, that's just what he does. He's the leader in the middle for a reason. He provides the calm, and then Zen brings the storm. Falcons, they started off the series hot, up 1-0. Alpha has to deliver down 2-1. Alpha has to deliver again. Once again, making big demos that lead to goals as well. He's so efficient.
I mean, we talk about Zen as that consistent player that gets the work, but it's Alpha who can just step up in big moments. He really is a
Diamond 2, Div 4, getting back to Diamond 3.
That last game, game 6 of the spring major, and here again, he really rises to the occasion, Gibbs.
He's just so good, and it's exactly what Vitality needs, because there will be a moment where they are testing this bracket, and Alpha is going to be one very likely to make that moment happen for them, but he had a great series. He always does. It's consistent. We know Vitality, they're perfect for a reason. That's not only Zen, but all 3 members.
in at least 3 games, because I've been looking at least 3
Let's go.
games. These highlights, Alpha scored first for Vitality, so he was starting them off, kicking them off every single time, and after that, they would just keep winning.
He's up behind the ball and then boosts backwards to get the spacing correct so that he can then take the shot right after. Crazy, crazy. They are the best in the world, folks. And Vitality have moved forward to our semifinal match. They will finish no worse than top 4, and they await the results of our next match. We'll get to see that one here in just a moment, but with that
Next
as well,
match.
only North American and European teams.
Only NA and EU teams left, 2 best regions in Rocket League. Nobody can tell me otherwise, and it's only fitting that all 3 major champions are in that little bottom quadrant right there. So, it's going to be interesting.
This is going to be crazy, folks. When we come back, the final match of the day. The blue wall has been getting well rested. They've been taking their seats and getting their hydration done so that they can get up and get loud. Carmine Corp taking on Noli in the game after this.
My name's Joseph, also known as Nolly, and I'm from Liverpool. I'm 21 years old, and I'm here to play the World Championship and Gen G Mobile 1 as well. Ever since I was like 3 or 4, I'd play a game called FIFA with my dad. I wouldn't actually play FIFA hands in a controller that like weren't on, and I'd think I was playing. That was probably like my first introduction with games. Me and my dad's definitely competitive. When I actually started playing FIFA with him, he'd say, you know, oh, if you beat me, I'll give you like £10 or something. And then like I'd beat him, and it'd go open up, and the whole time he was like sort of leading me on, you know, and then he'd just beat me when like the lines and the stakes were at the highest. But yeah, I think that's what started off my competitiveness. I mean, like out of my friends, I've always been the most like talented gamer. Like I've always been the best, no matter what game I picked up. So instantly in Rocket League, I was just better than all of them. And I was like, okay, you know, I can't really play with them as much anymore because I can't win with them. So I branched out, tried to find new people as well to play Rocket League with. And over time, I just became better. At first, it was a little bit unhealthy, you know. I had to stay up until 4 a.m., 5 a.m. on school nights, just sitting there playing on my game. And there'd be times where they'd take off my control, like take my controller away, or like have to turn the internet off, so I wouldn't play so much. So not so much support it then until it became an actual real thing where, you know, I got my first contract, they were offering actual money, and that's where the support like fully came in. Since I was 13, 14, I said to my family and friends, I wanna move to America at some point. I wanna live in Texas, which is where I live now. So yeah, I sort of spoken into existence. I've got no family or like extremely close friends there, except for my roommates, of course. So it's a little bit different. It's hard to get used to. It's not the same as home. You know where it's the same as home. Yeah, my mum, like no matter what I do, she's always there to lift me up. After I won the major, tears were just down my face. I remember I was walking back like down the walkway past the crowd, and I see my mum standing there, and she's crying as well. And it was just like, you know, I've done it. This is what I've wanted for so long, and it's happened. But my mum and my sisters, they always try to be like everyone. But someone who always keeps it real with me is my granddad. He gets really into it. My grandmother, she also watches. And they're always like, oh, you know, like the game was so close, you almost gave me a heart attack and stuff like that. So yeah, they're very invested. Whenever we lose and we play bad, you know, he says to me like, what happened? Like, why did you play bad? Or like, you know, he always tries to keep it real with me. He's actually coming to this event as well. I always like having my family there because it's like no matter what, win or loss, like they're gonna support me and embrace me no matter what. So it's always nice knowing I have that support. There is gonna be ups and downs, there always is, but the support from everybody watching is what really makes me bounce back each time. And without that support, I think I wouldn't be here now.
Need to get my shot practice. got 5 minutes till the next match starts. Let's go. We're on a roll.
Pet Food knows you're the expert when it comes to your pet.
Oh, I'm not saying it. I've learned.
Nourishing options with purposeful ingredients, so you can feed exactly what they need to thrive. Beyond, nutrition as nature intended. Search Beyond Pet Food on Amazon to learn more.
I wish we didn't have ads.
This is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face. I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home, or that I could shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned you had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
This chat is called a Rule 1. Well, technically it's a Rule 2. Because Rule 1 is keeping up the ball at 0 seconds, but... You really let go just so it wouldn't hit me. Let's go. Damn, I didn't know Rule 1 lost to Space Station Gaming. That's cool. I'm gonna mute this while I'm playing. Because I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted for any of that. motivated. That was on me. I just missed the ball completely. Okay, hold on. You can unmute it now. There's no break.
The fall champion or the winter champion.
I mean, Vitality and K-pop, the two teams with the massive fan base here as well. I think we're doing them a favour, making sure they don't have to cheer 3 times in a day. Just the 2 series if they make it through Sunday.
Well, it's time, folks. One of the North Americans versus the fan favorites in the venue. Carmine Corp taking on Gen G top.
Carmine Corp is 5-0, I believe, against NA teams all year long. They're trying to make it 6-0, going up against the fall major champion.
It is time.
Introducing first, Doobie got you guys warmed up. Now let's go for real. What's the color? What's the color? I said, what's the color?
The blue wall.
Carmine Corp!
I got Gen G. Fuck Carmine Corp. You got this.
They're taking their seats. They're ready to go. Gibbs, you and I have done this every single time we have crowned a world champion. There's nothing quite like what we're seeing here with Carmine Corp.
Oh, absolutely not. The crowd is in one part of it. The problem is, I think everyone else in the crowd is going for Gen G. Sure, they're fan favorites because of the passion, but the
I'm going for Gen G.
Might play a factor as well. But for K-Corp, they have found a way to make it to this playoff. They had a tough loss versus BDS, but we've seen this before. Quality losses happen. You figure out a game plan and think about it back.
That game 7 was enormous for their captain as well. There were question marks around in this team after the fall major. They had the support. They felt the nerves. They felt that pressure of the home crowd.
Tachi's a crazy player.
Next to Itachi on the right, it was Vatira to get them out of that hole and push them towards that victory.
The 2-time European
Got it, we got it.
MVP. I'm going to keep bringing it up because he has earned his stripes. I have no idea what that means. He's doing something, but I know what that means. That means a flex. And listen, and if I was as good as him, I'd keep flexing too. He started off really fast against Complexity, but then turned it up a notch in Game 3 and didn't look back. And that led them to beating Complexity in Game 7.
There's something special about him. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the world, constantly in the conversation. Top 3 there, and most of that is because of what we see him doing online, but we've seen plenty of players who are online aficionados who, when they show up on LAN, it's just not quite there. He is one of the best LAN players.
And not only that, he had the best LAN team in the world, and he decided to leave and form his own team, and now they're back here again.
And their opponent, North America's Golden Knights, your fall major champions, Gen G!
Let's go, Genji. Genji.
Apparently, Jack just letting the
Gen
ultras
G.
know that he can hear them, and he says, bring it on. Gen G, North America region. A couple of Europeans on the team, but that's nothing to worry about here. This man, Nolly, as well, we just heard from him in an interview. This game means the world to him, and to top it off with a World Championship victory after a major win as well would be something else.
Yeah, exactly. He had his best series of his life against G2. Absolutely dominated him. And honestly, he's been arguably the best player on their team the whole entire time they've been here. He's been so consistent. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's trying to make it at least back to the semis like he was
At least not last year. He was playing for K-Corp, so he has a rematch against his old dog. He's now against the Blue Wall.
And we talk about Vatira making a brand new roster and having a lot of question marks. Apparently, Jack did the same thing. He moved regions, formed a brand new team, picked up a player like Chronic, and everyone thought like maybe they're a top 8 team in NA. No, they're the number 1.
They're the number 1 team in NA.
He's a player that when you put him on the land stage, he transcends, reaches a new level, setting tying records in his performance. Vatira versus Jack is the matchup I'm most excited about.
That's right. That's a great matchup to look at. Listen, they're representing a new region. Not only is the team representing this region, I call it unit, Europe plus North America. And they got the American all the way at the end. Chronic. He took the stage by storm. Noli saw something in him when him and Jack hopped across the pond. And ever since, he's been really, really good. And he wants to keep on continuing that year performance today.
And what a year this kid has had. Last year, obviously, a lot of players around him were at this World Championship. He was barely making regionals occasionally, and now he's on the best team in North America, and these are the moments that you have to make count.
It's another case of finding form at the right time, and every single player on Gen G, even Nolly as well, he's in career best form right now. They dismantled G2 as well, 4-1. That's a pretty big statement considering they're also into Championship Sunday. So there's a lot of form lines around this Gen G lineup. They're in form, but they have to go against K-Corp and 600 blokes sitting behind them.
These two teams played in a snow match over in Tokyo about a month and a half ago, and it didn't go in Gen G's favor. They got swept. But it was a show match. They weren't really that concerned. You see Coach Alu and you see Coach Uppersack. Both of these two have implemented great game plans, and they also lead these teams behind them. Whenever they call timeouts, both these teams have a high success rate.
And here's the thing, K-Corp has not been perfect throughout this tournament. They barely made it to this playoff run. Vatira had to put on a series that was outclassed by no one. So K-Corp is vulnerable right now. Gen G so far has been perfect, but they haven't played in front of the crowd yet, and we all know it's the EU French cream. K-Corp is there for a reason, but can Gen G actually pull off this upset?
That's right, and we're also getting the EU MVP going up like, oh wait, FK won the game. My
He
bad.
did take the medal.
He did, and Jack did take the medal. I don't know if he's giving it back yet. Honestly, Jack, if I was voted, I would have given it to you. And regardless, though, both fall major champions going up against Winter Major champions here. Two of the highest level teams in the game. NA1, EU1, it doesn't get better than this.
It's crazy to think about the parity here as well. You have two teams that are both major champions from this season, with the fall and winter major champions here. You have Vatira, the only player, one of the only players, I think maybe the only player in the open air to have won 2 majors, going up against Gen G, who made the first 6 grand finals of the season consecutively. So who do you pick, Shaq? Who do you think's got it now that it matters most? One of their stories when the season ends here. Hashtag KC for Army Corps, hashtag GGM1 for Gen G. Give it to me, CJ.
Both teams are winners, but this is what you get at this stage of the tournament. Look, for so long I've been picking the upset. I'm gonna stop with Philly, and I'm just gonna go with what makes sense, and that's the blue wall. I think they get the job done. It makes sense.
Okay. It's hard because We haven't seen like a Gen G testing yet. They take down a G2, they dominate them, and sure, they are in this playoff bracket.
Damn!
But they're no K-Corp. And K-Corp, I think, is finding their form just in time for that dream Vitality matchup next.
I think Gen G, when they whooped G2, it was actually a curse. Because now they're going up against a blue wall who has played the best series, who have been tested so far, lost the BDS, had to scrap and fight and claw to get by complexity. But I don't think they're going to be doing any of that here. They're going to beat Gen G, and they're going to beat him in style. Give me
Oh my goodness, there's no way I'm the only person rooting for Gen G on this desk. I got 3 North Americans up here. I'm the only ones that believe in the former Kings of the North. I think they've got what it takes to put it together.
I think Gen G's got it.
In Rotterdam,
Gen G.
we've seen them play in a non-home field advantage before.
Wow.
My goodness, they're showing up in chat as well here, folks. Split down the middle, you all at home. But what we think up here, what you guys think at home, none of it matters. What matters is those 6 players on the stage, and they are about to battle for top 4 here. One of these teams earns a date with Vitality tomorrow, and it's time to see who it is. One of them gonna possibly hold that trophy. They're working towards it here, folks. It's time to start. The last match of the day brings us the long-anticipated battle. 2 of the best Lamb boys to ever compete are going head-to-head for top 4. Fatira, he's been close before. He's been this close before. He refuses to fail again. Jack, he's led his team by example, by voice, in every meaning of the word. The most important fight of their life begins now. Carmine Corps versus Gen G, the brawl of the Titans.
The road to Championship Sunday has one final ride. The greatest Saturday in Rocket League history enters its last best of 7. Carmine Corp versus Gen G Esports. The rubber must meet the road. This is the playoffs, and this is game 1.
No lives left. No time left to worry about anything that's happened before. Just 5 minutes. Some of the best to do it in their respective regions, and a lot of pressure. Who crumbles?
This is the 10th time the EU #1 seed and NA's #1 seed have met at LAN. So far, it's been all of Europe dominance, an 8-1 record. Do things change here in our opening game when it comes to starting off hot?
Why is my browser
Gen
lagging?
G
Trying to vote.
win 87.5% of their games when they score first. They're going to need that consistency early on against this blue wall.
You're going to have to work hard against the deep back like Itachi. So good at delaying any type of counterattack. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Nolly. He tends to be a pretty solid put-away guy, and he's got his work cut out for him in that position today.
Just simply space on the transition for Fatira. He was wide open downfield, and Gen G giving free real estate.
Pull the string, Vati. You got the space. Apparently, Jack says.
Mission closed.
I'm going to take it away, and he says, too late. We're through already. Huge shot from Vati to open it up.
It's got to be important to remember that coming into this series, Carmine Corps are warmed up. They went to 7 against Complexity. Gen G have had to wait for a while. Whether or not that spells disaster is yet to be seen, but Carmine Corps are hot, and they got their captain leading them off with a 1-0 lead.
Best of 7 will help Gen G in that regard. A little bit of time to at least get accustomed to what they should be seeing. Right now, you just want to see Gen G at least find this nice, strong clear out of their half and find a solid position to wait in the midfield line.
It's that spacing up towards the ceiling. Exotic going to be so dangerous in this series. If you're Gen G, isolate some of those roaming players from Carmine Corps, eliminate the space and neutralize the offensive threat. But back to the midfield, the blue wall's been pushed up for quite some time now.
Really like the way Carmine Corps finding space on the pitch, just putting the ball out into an open area so they can find a way to poke and prod at
Turned on my AC.
See if they give them anything to work with.
Taking a bit of time to corral that possession, but back to the midfield into the neutral zone before it's poke free for the moment. Chronic, very low boost into the box, flying save from apparently Jack to keep the score at 1.
Needing some type of clear, Nolly able to rip that ball away, but not done yet. K-Corp still pushing. Itachi denied by apparently Jack off the wall, and you're right, K-Corp absolutely has the camp set up in the midfield space.
It's very necessary to clear it that, but off the backboard, just look at the boost totals for the moment. Carmine Corps have so much to work with in the resource department. Apparently Jack and Chronic finally getting back some of that reserve, but they have struggled to find this clear. Does it come down to one swing on the transition? Gen G trying to play it to the corner, but Itachi waiting off the backboard will give it to Fatira.
First chance for Gen G to go on the attack. Getting stuffed by Exotic. A little bit of space to work with. Dish to Nolly. Put it away and off the bar. Exotic able to
to keep that one at bay. Forces the double commando back into the box. Dangerous. The demo does clear lane. Power play for the moment. And maybe we see Carmen.
I got stuck in the wall.
But the fingertips roll off, and the ball does as well. Jets back to the opposite corner. Picked up by Chronic. Trying to carry it around. Vatira will do so. Rewarded at the midfield. Apparently Jack waiting for his chance. But gets the call to Nolly. It's open, but the demo clears house and saves Carmi.
Huge demo by Monty and dished out to Exotic. Just a step out of the way, though. And Chronic, uncontested past the midfield line. Itachi finally grabbing some boost on his back line. Dish back to him. Hard shot. Saved by apparently Jack. Here comes Monty. Back across the middle. The only one there is Chronic. And Carmi, we're going to have to reset the attack.
Good patience on the defensive line from Carmi. Just tracking that possession from Genji all the way back to the midfield. Taking their chances one at a time. Vatira in space uses the reset.
Come on, Genji.
Get into a possession. The boys in orange start to move up to the other side of the field, but have to deal with two members on the backboard. Carmi, of course, stacking. Possession to Genji. Sharp shot, better save. Still a 1-0 game.
Space. Sonic is finding his teammates straight down the gut, and that's going to be 2-0 Carmine Core.
If you overextend, you might get punished, and this is what Carmine do so well. Exotic can pull up from anywhere he wants, but he leaves it on the pass. It was wide open in the center of the field, and they punch it through.
Apparently, Jack thinking he had that time to go grab that boost in the midfield. It looked like there was backside support on that challenge from Nolly. Unfortunately, dead wrong. Just got dished into the middle. No one in time for Genji. A lot to do with not a lot of time to work with.
Still your winners quarterfinals, but we got a minute 28 to play, and Itachi has space for days.
Itachi, bro.
Itachi, apparently Jack trying to find a way through, and you can see how quick Exotic came through out of the midfield, closed that gap on him before he could find any space to put that ball. And Carmine Core just crushing Genji.
It's that up tempo on the goal line achieves how quickly Carmine ramp up the pressure and just burn all of their boost to beat the defender on the free jump. Genji has to be ready on the goal line.
Dead right. Itachi again so fast in that first challenge. Carmine Core ready for anything. Monty got a hand on it.
Chronic.
Genji will get one back.
Chronic was the standout in Boston. He helped Genji start to make their run late in the bracket. And he finally finds his first goal here in this series. Still time on the clock. Genji has to work back from the deficit.
Just a long bomb across the pitch. Actually give yourself a little bit of a playable situation. Just start with a good kickoff here, Genji. And who knows what you can work with. Itachi just whips the ball, and Nolly gonna try and make something out of nothing. Genji eating out fast.
Genji, of course, shooting around 26.4% from the field. Hasn't been the cleanest approach in the World Championship, but it's certainly gotten the job done. Still staying in the winner bracket. Now playing their toughest opponent yet, one of the best in the world. And when Vatira is shooting like this, you better have a wing and a prayer.
You can't stop him. Vatira came alive in the last series, not lost a step in the interim. Bullet, top left corner, unsavable. Good night, game one.
The averages across the season for both these squads were almost parallel in shots, demos, saves, nearly identical. They are so good in a parallel matchup against one another. Primary options were apparently Jack. Vatira has to continue to be a shot-for-shot record.
Okay, and they want to be toxic.
And so far he has answered the call, but Itachi in space is deadly. Facilitations early on for Carmine Core, and a 3-goal lead to boot.
Another huge booming clear from KC. Just looking for anything to work with right now for Genji. You'd like to just not be on defense for the last 30 seconds. It's been a brutal game one. You gotta take your hat off to the way Carmine Core has played this one. Genji completely locked down. Little time to work with here just to collect your wits, and not even able to jam one through at the end of it.
I mean, you're just wasting time from the blue wall. Progressions upfield haven't been there for Genji. Luckily for them, it's only game one, but Carmine are absolutely rolling after that last long series. And boy, oh boy, do they look good. They might end in 4-1, but achieves. It's a game one win for Carmine and a very important best of 7.
Well deserved. Nolly just gentlemanly touch straight to the floor. No need to continue. Let's get this one moving forward. I don't blame him. Truly a positional masterclass from KC there in the midfield. Not thrown off by anything Genji wanted to do. They went across the field. They came right with him. They just kept jamming everything back to that Genji half. When Genji finally broke down, they actually ended up overextending more often than not. Just got beat back to the way.
And when Carmine are saving their boost in the midfield, winning those 50s to set up teammates, then they can use the boost on the goal line to beat out a defender, get a quick shot, change the pace. That's what's worked so well for this squad since they formed. Why Vatira has been a pinnacle of their success. but really, Exotic and Itachi setting up so much for the offense in this game. Genji just could not find an answer.
Pretty assist for Exotic, just able to keep that ball playable out of the midfield, and of course, as you said, Itachi and Vatira more than happy to collect on their fair share of chances. Respectable goal spread for Karmine Corp. What do you do if you head to game 2 for Genji? It really doesn't seem like you have to worry about that much, but maybe the passing option out of your half might not be the way. We'll have to think about maybe do we have enough boost in our tank to see if we can
The solo play.
take a 50 in the air and see if you can win that positional battle. Because passing, Karmine Corp is all over it. That was not the way.
Genji come into this averaging about 1.6 assists per game. They get one there, but still, this is a team that is so efficient with their passes. They love the orchestrations as a unit. They weren't able to find it. Credit to Karmine in game 1. Now to Forbidden Temple in game 2. A very big momentum game here for Genji, but Karmine are rolling.
Apparently Jack caught leading off the kickoff. Puts his team in a small deficit, but a demo will help. But look at Vatira, how fast he got back in on that play and keeps Karmine Corp in it with a boost deal. So a little bit blunted here is the Genji attack, and now it's the Exotic on his lonesome back through the orange half.
First save goes the way of Genji to start things off. Proceedings have been very quick. 30 seconds burning into the corner we go. Noli low in the tank, will have to fly back to the third man. Apparently Jack watching Exotic bringing this back down to reality as Vatira gets the call to pick up on the point. The net's wide open, and Vatira scores.
Vatira knew he had apparently Jack absolutely cooked here. Look at all this crowd one-on-one. Apparently Jack approaching thinking, man, I gotta get in his face. I have to try and stop him, but you can't stop him.
He's trying to track with him, but there's just not enough space. Karmine Corp are going to abuse the space they're given. So far, they did it in game 1. Consistency reigns supreme here in game 2. A lot of time to be played, but for Genji, keys to victory. What needs to change for them going into the second one?
Right now, just got to start with time on the ball. Can't keep throwing it away. Chronic trying to do that, stall it somewhere. Actually, a miss from Exotic may help them. You got to get right back on this 50 versus Vatira, and apparently Jack trying to do just that. They know what they have to do. Achieving it is a whole other matter entirely.
2 stack in the midfield on a one-on-one spread. It was Exotic fighting against Chronic for possession. Poke free, and then check out by Genji, but the pass to Itachi. Looking for Exotic, cut down by Genji. Back into the play we go. So many times these 50s favor the blue wall, and Vatira from the ceiling still wins a touch. Exotic up to the backboard, finds the touch, and finds the goal. Make it 2 for Karmine Corp.
Exotic all over it. You can feel it with Vati pressing hard out of that corner. Itachi following suit, saying, you want to go for it? We'll jam it. It's in the house, and it pays off. 2-0 lead for Karmine Corp. Genji not able to keep up with the pressure.
You have to be worried about those follow-up challenges from Itachi. Once Vatira finds the play off the ceiling, Genji, we're just watching those stones fall from the sky. And apparently Jack trying to get one back for Genji, but the offense just hasn't been there.
You can see why. Karmine Corp, relatively easy to find a way out of their own half. Most times it's a lot of Genji dump and chase, and Exotic gonna jam another one home.
Feels like we're playing free play for the moment. It's just shooting practice for Karmine Corp. The Kent leaving the reset, wins the dunk. Chronic, the latest victim on the replay. A 3-0 lead and a quick one at that.
Brutal start to the second game. You think, man, we just got to find a way to get it out of our own half a little bit more consistently.
Genji, come on, you're ending his last hole.
A few different things, and you're still just getting absolutely crushed on this Karmine Corp midfield.
Karmine Corp winning 71% of their games when they score first. How about 2 times? How about 3? Percentages continue to rack on up. And as of right now, they are in complete control of this game, what might be the series. A 2-0 lead, deadly on land. With the pressure mounting, it's up to Genji to find a response. Trying to win the 50 to the corner, but Vatira wins another. Itachi follow up, quick shot, 4-0.
You can't beat it right now. Genji, absolute madness not to take a timeout here after game 2. I think you have to. You see what I'm talking about, though. Karmine Corp all over them out of the midfield. Nothing across any lane for Genji right now.
It's the reserves for Karmine Corp. They have so much to burn on the initial touch.
Let's fucking go.
Second as well. Itachi, reset center box, black shot, back of the net, saved by Chronic.
Apparently Jack, he's doing the right thing, trying to keep the ball close, and he will finally break Genji out of their own half. But can you get the ball back? Nolly, a huge 50, can't turn it into the net. Unfortunately, Genji stymied once again.
Those are the solo plays you need if you're Gen G, just to break up the monotonous grind from Army Corps. You have to start finding that respect in the midfield yet again. Itachi working through the own corner. Vatira burning it all, but can't find the finish. Here comes Exotic, just popping it free and burning time off the clock.
Maybe a bit of an overextension here from Army Corps. They task Itachi to keep it up. Nolly 1-on-2 to the left side, and Vatira in the net able to keep it out. Army Corps reset the defense and forced once again Genji all the way back with one touch. Genji just having to cover so much field with too little boost and giving up a lot of space just to try and stay in the plays.
Genji struggling to find the clean touches of their own back line, running a lot of boost for regained possession. Army Corps more than happy to continue the challenge. Into the front of the box, pushed out the offensive third. It's a transition and a breakaway chance. Vatira double tap off the crossbar. It will ricochet out, scooped up and picked up by Appjack. Around 1, 2 to beat. He has the boot, he has the will, but Vatira clears to the corner.
Another denial. Vatira locked in here in this series. It's only game 2. Genji gonna have to do something. And honestly, it might just be resorting to, look, we're not getting anything done with the challenges. Stop playing the ball. Like right here in the corner for Chronic, just go smash somebody out of the way, force Army Corps to cover extra ground.
Not all demos are weighted the same, but now would be a great time to invest in that physicality. But Pay's evidence of the great. But more importantly, you are looking for the infield pass.
Exotic, the redirect.
So difficult. Exotic is in open space, and he's not going to miss.
You've seen this actually almost exact play earlier on in the series. You can see apparently Jack's splitting off to the midfield, thinking he's got a little bit of time to go for the boost. He's got a teammate there for the challenge. Someone's going to be behind him, and in fact, nobody's ready at all. Completely empty net. 5-0 game 2. AC on a roll.
Really feels like both these teams are playing at different speeds. Army are just a step faster, a step quicker.
Whoa.
Winning the 50s consistently. They don't even need bumps or demos. They're getting to the ball way quicker than Genji expects. Into the midfield. They're going to try to pick it up, avoiding one bump. Apparently, Jack will pick it out.
You can feel the anger, the frustration from apparently Jack. The pace is picked up from him, and he's going to drive from the left side. It's not going to mean a lot, but it was pretty.
And you just got to get one going. Establish a baseline here for Genji. Beautiful double tap off
I thought it.
The elbow shot's disgusting. Get this
was hitting.
That might be able to help get things back into a different gear, but for now, Genji just have to settle for 1, maybe 2.
Stunner. Wrap Jack. Said it a few times before. Sometimes a team just needs one player to go out there, make a big play, get the engine started, say, okay, we can do this. Just settle in, lead by example. That is exactly what apparently Jack is trying to do there.
This is a Genji roster that knows adversity, but they also know how to beat the best of the best. They put on a clinic against G2 in a 4-1 victory. They know what it takes, but they're getting outplayed on every single metric against the blue wall. And at the biggest moment, that can't happen. Exotic, 1 from the road, double tap, but this game 2's done. At the moment, Army Corps up 2-0 in the series.
Very curious.
Army
See how Genji handles this. Very likely timeout incoming. We will wait on confirmation. But a blowout in game 2 after a suffocating game 1. Army Corps, they don't look like they're going out anytime soon. Take a moment here for Genji. I think Appjack absolutely had the right approach. The guy just started jumping at everything, and it was actually paying off. He was winning some big challenges, pushing things back the other way, trying to break that monotonous defensive grind you were talking about, Spaceman.
It really has just been a sports earth protocol for the moment. Genji.
That's my specialty right there, is long goals.
Timeout call in the mobile and high performance replay. Exotic on the field was deadly. 3 goals on 4 shots. Nearly perfect from the field, but Itachi with an assist in 4 of his own. It was phenomenal work as a group. Army Corps had inspiring.
I almost hit that in.
Full show from Army Corps. Apparently, Jack taking his time out with his team, Chronic and Nolly. Some things to consider. Here, Exotic and Itachi. Obviously, you guys don't have to change anything, so let's go ahead and talk with Leafex for a moment and see what he can get. Some information.
Down here with Martin Duda, game of Gladiators. I feel like there's a lot that they should be talking about here. What's going on? What's your analysis on the match so far?
So I spoke to Chronic Ariba. He says for their timeouts, they spend 30 seconds talking and 30 seconds breathing. If I were them right now, I would use that 30 seconds of talking to just like get into a much spicier, fierier mindset. At the moment, it's a bit of a... They're being slight pushovers, if I'm being totally honest, but I know all 3 of them have some serious fire in there, some serious competitive spirit, and they need to like dig in and find that right now, because they're much better players than this. They have the quality, they just need to fight for it.
Do you think they're going to use those extra 30 seconds to talk? It's important they take that 30 seconds to breathe.
Yeah, I think when it's this bad, it's not a case of calming down. Well, I mean, partially, yes, it's a case of calming down, but it's a case of finding some fighting spirit and finding some fire.
Well, let's find out if that timeout helped. Let's get back to the game.
Well, that is a big timeout and a necessary one. You can see kind of the frustration right now from Noli, but if there's anybody on that stage who can get Genji back in form, it's Appjack and Noli together.
It's crazy. You hear him talking about, let's go ahead, let's find that fire, and you can see Noli taking a moment there trying to psych himself up. Even to take some of that advice. Game 3, what do you got in the tank? Genji, see if you come out swinging here.
Same question going to be asked to Genji. They need a game in this series, starting off hot from Chronic. And a follow-up touch. Noli getting very physical on the back wall. Exotic has to break his stop. Get out to play. Vatira, double tap.
Oh my God!
Vatira!
And Genji trying their best to come out hot. Apparently, Jack stuck in at the midfield, trying to make it tough. But look at Fati squeeze this one over Chronic. A beauty of a double tap.
The beauty of the face cams, you just see him laughing, having a good time, looking comfortable, calm, cool, collected from Farming Corps. That's what you want to see out of a championship roster on the biggest stage. For Genji, a couple of physical bumps off the rim, but nothing too threatening as they try to work back to the midfield. They were getting stuffed on their own side.
Chronic ready to defend that shot from Itachi. Genji in a bit of a mess on the defensive structure at the moment. Vatira scoops one into the center. They're all out of boost. None of them can get there. KC running away again.
Where's the regain? Where's the pause? It's an absolute slaughter from Farming Corps.
Genji, come on.
A time to breathe and a chance for a reset through the corner. And a great shot, but a better save. Chronic starting to light up a little bit in this game 3. You need him more than ever.
Huge stop from Farming Corps, but you love to see Genji come out on the kickoff with something to work with. Trying to keep that pressure going. Vatira just punting one down the middle. Nolly, you gotta buy time for your team here.
To the midfield. Trying to hold on possession. Itachi will be racing against apparently Jack to the corner. He'll bite the dust. We'll see him on respawn. Power play will resolve to Genji. Pass into the box. Vatira quick cut down. Follow-up numbers. Apparently Jack off the bar. And it will ricochet out. Farming Corps surviving the assault.
Tight angle, but you gotta hustle back. Apparently Jack just smacked one off the sidewall. Exotic again. Not quite in time on the challenges. Genji are on the blue half. They start to tighten up that timing a little bit. They start to re-enable the offense, some extra chances.
Great pass to apparently Jack. Just can't beat the last defender. Carmine turtle up. Playing this one-on-one challenge. So crucial off that back wall. Follow up from Chronic is desperate at that, but a necessary one regardless. We fly out on counter-attack. Transitions now Farming Corps. Fighting through tooth and nail on these back corners. Center to Vatira. He doesn't want to overcommit. Never mind. Right back to the midfield.
Oh, Vatira missed it. Wide open net. Genji just completely flubbed the touch. Thankfully not punished for it, but the second chance for Exotic, not quite able to get back to it. Apparently Jack wisely stalling the play out on his own backboard, and Genji scrambling to recover.
Another boost grab in space. Itachi at the midfield has found resources available the majority of this series, but apparently Jack working on the same corner he worked in game 2. Will he be successful here for the moment? No. Possession back to the boys in blue.
Vatira looking for a transition, but Farming Corps may not even be trying to score necessarily anymore. They may be happy to just smack the ball into the Genji corner. They're feeling quite confident there out of the midfield. And Exotic will now just take the time he's given and force Appjack to make the right save.
When the defenders peel off, we're seeing Farming Corps favor that one-on-one game. They're really going to play the mechanics and pick it up against Genji. So far, Genji have not answered the call, and that bump does help, but every time they set up a play, they're getting knocked out of the way.
You can see what Genji are trying to do now. Whenever they get the ball over on that offensive side, they go for that really wide spread, the deep pass across, and Farming Corps, great awareness on defense, well aware of where that ball's going. The Genji playbook all thrives on the misdirection, and they've never been in position to really go for that. There's a great pass in the middle, and it's still denied.
Every time you show your cards, the table gets flipped, and Farming Corps laugh in your face. Denying so many opportunities and shots. Follow-up attempt denied. Chronic, Noli, another one. Second touch, Noli through the corner, and he'll fly out to the adjacent side. Exotic will pick it up.
Genji finally on their first real push here on the attack. How long does it last? least a few more touches. KT just wanting some type of strong clear out of their own half, and the right way, just force them to take it with the mechanics through the midfield and see if they've got the ability to beat you. So far, Gen.G's been struggling. Dished into the middle, tight window.
Gen.G, Nolly.
You had two defenders who flew off the plane. Now you get an opportunity in space with numbers. Chronic waits, sends the pass to Nolly, and that is the Gen.G you're used to in the offensive third.
You haven't been able to connect on a long pass across the middle. How about a real short one? They see finally a step behind. Gen.G cut the lead in half, and not quite off the kickoff, just blocked.
Shorten the distance, you're rewarded. Gen.G trying to find their second goal in the equalizer here in Game 3. A big one in this series. Momentum is huge. Oh, 1v1 is great as well. Apparently Jack ties it.
Again, apparently Jack delivers a big one for his team. This time, a great trap and a huge 50 versus Tachi. Exotic under pressure. Harry finding the throats from apparently Jack's teammate. He will just inch it around him.
Scrappy as they might
Gen.G, bro.
Gen.G. Carmine Corps, a 2-0 lead that dissolves quickly in under 60 to play here in Game 3.
Gen.G again stretching there in the midfield. Now they tried to open up Game 3. But you can't doubt that this is by far and away the best Gen.G has looked in this series so far, and it's still a tight one. Not even close to over. Hard into the middle. Apparently Jack diving. Chronic needing to buy time. Itachi crushing the 50 game and a nice save from Nolly.
Nolly is the second man, really taking a page out of Vatiro's playbook, working off the ceiling, trying to set up that center pass in the front of the box, allowing apparently Jack to roam as the individual. Running point, Chronic, working off the ground, but a long clear from Carmine Corps. They're going to try to play this possession off the initial touch in the second effort. Itachi will be up, and apparently Jack wins it. Can he follow up? Yes. But easily saved. They'll have to keep it up.
Nolly down into the corner, not quite to the distance of his teammate. Overtime in Game 3. You feel like you need it if you're Gen.G.
First golden goal opportunity here in this best of 7 or Windows quarterfinals. The start of the playoffs. It's been a fun one. But Carmine Corps are on a tear. Something to prove, and Gen.G have a lot to get through. That blue wall is tough to break. Itachi being a nuisance in the front of the line. To commit through the corner. It's open, but a quick save from Chronic. Long clear to the backboard. Corralled by Itachi. He'll be picked up on the infield. Exotic can't find the 50, but Vatira will.
Let's fucking go.
Early on that 50, his teammate will come through and support. Jack looking for a little help. Gen.G seeing if they can build some semblance of structure for the attack.
Fuck yeah.
Army Corps trying their best to close it out once again with that quality midfield challenge game they've had all series.
Fucking go.
Credit to Itachi setting up the teammate, but that demo helps. And it gives a chance to Gen.G to escape downfield, but Exotic slowing the play and forcing the offense to collapse. Now your numbers are pressing. Here comes apparently Jack. Very low in the tank. Vatira in space is dangerous. You must press here if you're Gen.G.
Make sure you don't overextend. Nolly just in time. Exotic trying to smother the clears, and Vatira will come through once again.
Bro.
From the elbow, do you doubt the two-time MVP? I don't think so. A masterful read and a 3-0 lead.
The guy is lights out. Will not be denied. Probably feels like he's deserved a chance in a grand final, and he's taking every step forward that comes his way. 6:32, a hat trick for Vatira. 3 goals, 3 shots, perfection.
Every single player on that stage, a major champion in the Rocket League Championship Series. But only one team as of now looks in Final Four. That, of course, is Carmine Corps. Up 3-0 on series point for Gen.G. They don't have a timeout. As of right now, what do you do?
Much better look. I like the idea. They knew they needed to up the pace. They knew they were getting crushed at the midfield. So they said, you know what? Let's go ahead and send everything we got as we take a look at the Mobile 1 high-performance replay. It kept them in the game. They put a couple of great shots on target, but even if you break through that midfield defense, the unfortunate reality is Carmine Corps still just as lethal in the net. But can you beat the ice from Bati? Not at the moment. It sure doesn't feel like it.
Hey, it's tough. Carmine go against complexity, a very tough series, but Gen.G have been waiting for a while. One of the best minds in Rocket League, not just me. This crowd's fantastic. The World Championship's been great at Cheese, but this Carmine Corps looks deadly. They look serious.
Absolutely lethal, to be sure. There can should be no doubt about that. Head into match point. Gen G. Great North American hope, if you want to call it that. They have given it their all. Is there anything left in the tank? Or is the top 8 the end of the road here for their first transfer season?
Time dwindles away slowly. With all the pressure mounting, Gen G are major champions. They know what it takes to work back from a deficit. They're going to have to break down Karmine Corp brick by brick, stretch by stretch, pass by pass. And so far, Vatira has been out-shooting apparently Jack. The tip of the spear for the offense for Gen G. That's been the difference maker. Vatira has just been so crucial in these series.
Chronic, a little bit of space to work with in the midfield. Exotic, huge recognition. A little bit of miscommunication from Gen G, but the attack should recover. They will spread off, grab a little bit of boost, but unfortunately it leaks through the midfield line. Exotic, 1-on-2, just trying to see if he can break through some extra Gen G defenders. And everybody going to take a chance to catch their breath here.
Positioning's just been phenomenal for Karmine Corp. Whether or not they have boost doesn't matter. At the midfield, they're reading the touches from Gen G, and they're poking the ball free, really shutting down the offense once they start swinging into high gear.
Everybody with a full tank on the Gen G side. Could be one of their best pushes. Sniffs it out early. And again, a nice fake from apparently Jack. They know Karmine Corp is going to be right on those challenges, so they're trying every trick in the book to see if they can just get the ball through the first man.
Looked like Chronic wasn't sure if he wanted to clear the ball. Itachi went up for the challenge and took it right away. Now you're seeing the transition out of Karmine Corp because of that 50. And the bully ball in the backcourt from Vatira. Karmine Corp are pressed up and not leaving the orange zone.
Great patience from Itachi on those 50s. Just to keep things stuck in. Chronic hoping for a big pinch. Apparently Jack just trying his best to force the attack, and so close, but just off the line.
It's going to take heroics like that to bring this series back from the brink. Chronic to the sidewall, looking for apparently Jack hasn't been connection, but Itachi, a hand up first. And a better read on the ball. Into the midfield, transition begins, numbers spread. The moment picked up by apparently Jack. Around one, ricochets out, Itachi clears.
Itachi gonna have to cover that one as well, just able to get the spoiler on it. Nolly circling. Gen G smelling blood in the water. Is there an attack?
Certainly looks like it, but numbers hang back. Unsure if we want to overextend, a bit overzealous at the moment. Gen G just trying to work through their own corner. A mistouch by Noli. Gives it right back to Itachi. And that 50 just helps Vatira set up in space.
Vatira so lethal. Gives his teammate an open net. Exotic will collect. Karmine Corp in front one more time.
Gen G do so much work just to try to break out of their own zone. They're getting beat on every single touch. The rebounds, the challenges, the 50s. And when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, Karmine Corp are there to pick up the scrap and put away that possession. Another lead for Karmine Corp.
That's hilarious.
Right now, you can burn a bit of time, but if you're winning possession after possession, you don't have to worry too much about getting beat off the ball.
What?
In the tank, Itachi.
Wait.
Oh, you get cut down. Noli denied.
Wait, what?
Big save.
How did I not get it?
Teammates getting pressured by the physical approach from Karmine Corp, excuse me, as Itachi open net again, and 2-0 KC.
It's just so easy. Vatira through 2. Itachi, how do you do?
What can you do? Has to be running through the minds of Gen G. Every now and again, you play the game, you feel like you're locked in. And other times you play the game and you feel like you run straight into the brick wall. And this time it's Karmine Corp, brick by brick, allowing just about nothing to Gen G.
The best warm-up Karmine Corp probably had in this entire tournament was against Complexity. A very close series against BDS, they fall short. It was a sloppy one as well. So far, it's been near perfection from Karmine Corp. Very little mistakes, excellent in the spacing, and perfect counterattack setting up each other. There's just really not much to say. Gen G just don't have much going.
Take what the defense gives you. Karmine Corp has shown that, and Itachi.
Karmine Corp, you fucking bastards.
Well, you see it one more time. 123 kilometers per hour? What's a kilometer? What's a defense? That's the question Karmine are asking. Because they have a commanding lead here on Coliseum, and they are a minute 30 away from sweeping through the quarterfinals.
On an absolute tear. Gen G needing some type of intervention, be it divine or otherwise, to get their way through, and maybe apparently Jack gets the engine started again. He tries to pull his team back from the brink.
All it takes is one, and finally apparently Jack draws first blood for Gen G. It took a bit of time to get going, but a beautiful solo play upfield. It was required in game 2 to break open the offense. They shortened the length between the passes, and they found success. Can they do the same here?
Is it too little too late? But no time to worry about that. Think about the back of that blue net. That's the only place you're trying to get to, and apparently Jack is going to need some help to do it. He runs out of boost. Here comes the KC press. They'll just let Gen G bring him the ball, and in fact, Gen G's not even going to hit it.
Eyes it downfield, double cut, still not there. Follow up, yes, of course. Exotic gets one right back.
They missed.
NA is out.
They missed the ball. They missed the catch on the backboard. Nobody can recover, and they missed getting a hand up to save the open net. Camera done. Roll the tape. Run it back in the offseason. Gen G, this is the end of the road. KC lights out.
It's got to be so frustrating to play against this blue wall. You work so hard for Gen G, you come so far, but for Karmine Corp, in final form, absolutely deadly. Everyone needs to be on notice. I don't care who they're playing, if they're playing like this, they have a real chance at securing that championship. Under 30 to play. Gen G, their season comes down to this. Flick to the box, Chronic. Off the crossbar, falling from Noli, and it will fall through.
Noli. Noli.
Something to work with. Apparently Jack uncontested finds Chronic. Vatira finally can't reach something. And Noli just able to muscle one through the middle of the Karmine Corp defense. 13 seconds. You need a great kickoff here.
Comes down to this one possession. It is a great kickoff. Noli to apparently Jack while Vatira was waiting. The scout punches it free. The matchup everybody wanted to see. With this win, Karmine Corp will play Vitality in semifinals tomorrow and a beautiful 4-0 sweep against Gen G. It's done.
Absolute perfection from Karmine Corp. It is rare to see a team take players like apparently Jack, Nolly, and Chronic and hold them to about as close to zero performance and production on the offensive side of the ball as that series was. A stunning show from Karmine Corp.
That is one of the most serious beatdowns I think we have ever seen in a World Championship. Not a single flaw out of Karmine Corp. Maybe they get the crossbar in the first place. Other than that, near perfection at the biggest time in the most important moment. This team looks good, they feel good, they play good.
Earn a well-deserved spot in the semifinals, edging ever closer. That beautiful trophy made by Swarovski. Gen G, it was a great run, but the end of the road is here. Take some time to yourselves to be proud of the performance you had, even if it didn't go the way you wanted. Apparently, Jack tried to bring your team back. What can you do against the Fonte? Nope.
He's the two-time MVP for a reason. One of the best physical players in the history of Rocket League. But Gen G were just outclassed on every single statistic in this series. Credit again to them and the entire season. Major champions in their own right. Regional success. One of the best in North America. But right now, Europe is a different beast. And Karmine Corp on an absolute roll. They keep playing like this.
Base station.
That semifinals is going to be
NA's last
exciting,
hope.
But Chiefs, what more do you say about this blue team? They're just a real good.
Well, what more do I say? Nothing. Let's hand it over to Snoopy so we can go ahead and talk to Karmine Corp.
Karmine Corp once again getting the job done, and the blue wall just seems to never stop. I'm up here with Vatira. Vatira, you're the back-to-back European MVP. What does that say about you as a player?
Vatira, tu as été back-to-back MVP.
qu'est-ce que ça veut dire à propos de toi?
To be honest, it means a lot for me because I've played 2 seasons in the RLCS, and to be the best player of my own region, it's a really big achievement for me. So yeah, I'm so proud of me.
I'm sorry that the audio doesn't link the thing. I just realized.
Well. Now coming into this, I was worried playing against Gen G, but what was the biggest...
Contre Gen G, parce que vous les avez juste totalement écrasés au final. Quel a été le plus grand obstacle à surmonter pour toi contre Gen G?
There you go. Fix the audio. Fix the audio chat.
To be honest, I don't know. We were just confident about playing Gen G because we already beat like complexity, and complexity was the best team for us in our opinion. So yeah, we are just super confident, and we just want to win worlds at this point, and we're just going to beat everyone.
Now Worlds are here. Championship Sunday is right around the corner. What is the preparation going to be tonight to prepare for tomorrow?
Alors, la grande finale, elle est non plus très loin. Quelle va être la préparation pour vous ce soir pour vous préparer pour le Championship Sunday de demain?
I'm just gonna sleep well and be happy to make Championship Sunday all the season. And yeah, we're gonna give our best tomorrow, and we're gonna win worlds.
With pride.
Yes, Sour known on how Gen G ended an absolutely terrific season. Six straight grand finals early on, and were the fall major champions. They've gone through a little bit of adversity, had to beat FaZe in a tiebreaker to make Boston, but they still finished top 8 in the world. Just patch someone back to that.
Yeah, it's not a literally Championship Sunday, but they did make a Championship Sunday, made top 8, so yeah, credit to them. I think that a lot of people doubted them going into the tournament. I think they did themselves proud.
Honestly, like, that was a tough one. They had to face K-Corp. K-Corp only lost to BDX. So, like, maybe if they're on Team Liquid side, who knows? Maybe they would run into the top 4. But clearly, we saw that K-Corp was defensive.
Success to build upon for next season for Gen G, but oh my goodness, the blue wall is out strong. There was a point where it felt like there was only one team on the field.
It's such a problem when the first minute every single game, K-Corp's like, we're just going to put some home. We had Vatira open it up in games 1 and 2, and that's exactly what you want as a K-Corp fan. Then there was a timeout, and immediately K-Corp's like, we're going to just continue to score. It didn't matter. Now, Gen G, they did fight back in game 3 and at least tied it, but the overtime winner went to K-Corp, and at that point, they're down 3-0.
Listen, if you have that much confidence in the series to where you have the audacity to reverse, then set up a slow musty flick just to score in an RLCS match in a quarterfinal, that means you're not worried about the competition.
I mean, K-Corp's biggest hurdle is always going to be the first series with their crowd, with that home crowd, all of that pressure. It feels like since they got through that game 7, this series was just a breeze for them. They have so much confidence. It feels like the blue wall snowball.
It's insane how good a series that was. Vati put up 1.5 goals per game. Shot
I went to bump him and made him jump early.
Do any of you in all these wonderful stats have the goal differential sitting in front of you right now?
Goal differential in this series?
In this series.
I believe it's 16 to 6. I think it's 10.
16 to 6.
Crazy. Possibly one of the most one-sided quarterfinal matchups we've ever had, but that sort of thing can happen even at this level of competition.
It sure can, and just you touched on our, maybe it was TJ, one of you, about how it's K-Corp, the main hurdle for them was getting by the crowd. They had to redeem themselves from Rotterdam. You can tell they were tense, but after they got by that, they got by Complexity, who, to be honest, on the back end has looked a little bit better.
Well, let's talk about Itachi. Okay, we've talked about Vatira so much. He's so good. We get it. Let's talk about tomorrow.
And Itachi was playing to the crowd as well. He had a fantastic series. We could have spun a wheel and said like any of these 3 players performed well, but Itachi, he's still all K-Corp.
He's had his moments on land in the past, but he just looks so relaxed here in the world. So I'm not sure if that's entirely to do with all the fans behind him, but he's just... even they were hanging out at the start of the day. They were in the crowd, just enjoying the games, watching
Watch.
I mean, this team has so much confidence. They know that the work that they've done over the course of the season is enough. They don't need to, do their homework in the last minute, study before their exam the night before. They've done the work throughout the season.
That's fact.
And now they can just perform.
That's facts, DJ. That's a life lesson. You don't wait to do your homework. You study 2 months in advance. You don't study the day before. You take a rest, and that's exactly what all these teams have been doing. Vitality, they're walking around, they're cruising. K-Corp, they've just been
Bro, my 50s.
chilling with each other, and the results speak for themselves.
But tomorrow, we're gonna get that K-Corp Vitality match with the 2's. Like everyone in the crowd fighting with Vitality's part and the K-Corp.
It's gonna be for the people who are not here. The blue wall is on one side, Vitality is on the other side, and they have not been rooting for each other. Even in that match, Vitality was rooting for Gen G. They did not want the Carmine Corp fans to win. It should be rowdy. It should be loud. It should be unlike anything you've seen in Rocket League. Now, one of the best parts about esports, sports in general, is that we're getting to watch stories unfold live before our very eyes. Let's take a look at what happened today, starting with Group A. This bracket was not filled in when we started this morning, CJ.
Yeah, I think this was the tough group for mine, and you look at that BDS up top. They got through on the Sunday, but today's games were all about Falcons getting through. They did make Championship Sunday, albeit not Sunday. They made through it to the top 8. K-Corp as well, stepping up. As we said, Bates, that complexity, that game 7, they looked shaky, but they just got over that hurdle, and now it's smooth sailing.
It's smooth sailing, they're warmed up, and it's not just to say that if everything was getting played in the same day like last year, K-Corp's momentum, it might hurt them all the way to World Champions, but now they gotta wait till tomorrow.
Here's what happened in Group B. 4 more teams through. We see the North Americans making it through. One of them we know now has gone home, but Vitality, Space Station, and G2 first.
Yeah, North America lower bracket runs were fantastic. Space Station and G2 making it through. Very convincing as well, but what we just saw, EU versus NA, it went EU's way. So Space Station G2 tomorrow has a long hill to climb.
There are only 5 matches left to be played in the 2023 season of the Rocket League Championship Series. We have BDS versus G2, Team Liquid versus Space Station in our quarterfinals, Carmine Corp versus Vitality waiting in the semis, and the rest we get to find out live.
My question is this going to be an all EU top 4? Because it's starting to look like it.
CJ, what do you have to say about that? I'm interested. It's starting to look like it.
I think we're seeing BDS in the grand finals on that top side.
Exactly. That's nice. It's nice. You know what I have to say to the people at home? I say everything's going according to plan. And that means that tomorrow, things just might have to change up. Championship Sunday always gives you something you're not expecting. I do think we have a big upset tomorrow coming to y'all's monitors. Y'all
It would be fitting, BDS winning Worlds last year in North America. Now we get G2 rematch at Worlds the next year over in Europe. Take it down.
We'll see if they can do it, folks. Can Liquid knock out Space Station? Can BDS knock out G2 and give us all EU Grand Finals, or all EU top 4s? Does that happen? Was that season 3? No, season 2. Season 2 might have been the last time we had all top 4 EU. It's hard. It's hard to. We saw the ABC game this morning. It's hard to think on the fly, folks. But if you're watching at home, folks, there's lots of wonderful things for you in Rocket League. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the Champions Road event in-game for esports-inspired rewards. You can also grab the RLCS Universal Crystal and Decal and other RLCS items for a limited time in the item shop. Wheels, decals, toppers, all of the fun.
I was happy because I grinded this right before coming out here because I knew I wouldn't have time at this point. So I got them all.
You have everything?
Very happy. Okay. Very happy that I can have that trophy because that'll be the closest I ever come to winning. So I'll take
come on.
I will sub tomorrow. Maybe NA will win, like if I show up for G2 or something. I'll get a mullet.
Put the hard hat on. The mullet.
It would look exactly the same. It's kind of crazy, folks. Let's take a look at the schedule we have for you tomorrow. Again, we won't be completing the event. We will be playing our grand finals and crowning the champion of the 2023 Rocket League Championship Series tomorrow. Our day. Liquid versus Space Station will be the first match out of the gate. BDS versus G2 will follow it up. And then we will have the duel of France, Carmine Corp versus Vitality, CJ.
I mean, Liquid BDS decided to take today off. We'll see how they wake up on Championship Sunday, but these are the teams, and honestly, it's a fitting final season.
It's
really good. That's good. Like Liquid Space Station, I feel like is that dark horse, so no pun intended, with the Liquid logo. But Space Station looked really good today. Team Liquid, they look good throughout the sprint, but I could see that one maybe.
I'm just gonna say, whoever wins that BDS G2 matchup is all the way in the grand final. I'm calling it right now.
I can get behind that too. We'll have lots more time to talk about it tomorrow, folks. The doors will be open at 1:15 p.m. Central European time, with the pre-show beginning an hour later at 2:15. It'll be a special one. You'll want to be here tomorrow, the final day of the season. The Rocket League World Championship will crown its champion. We will see you there for the hoisting of the trophy. Stay safe out there.
Well, chat, there goes the RLCS. Load that. That. Bro, running through everyone. Gotta pee. Right back. Alright, chat. I'll be right back. Gotta go use the bathroom. Alright, chat. I just didn't even realize my computer this whole time. I will see you guys another time. You guys have a good one. I'll see you.